mentioned yesterday that there may be some resolution on Ray today. Is there?
Yeah, he's returned to all team activities at this point. Futch, I can tell you he looks doubtful still, just based on his progress through the last 3 days.
How's Tommy doing?
Just for this weekend.
Yeah, I hope. You know, I mean, again, doubtful means I still have a glimmer of hope, but it's. I think Street will be fine. I think Marcus Robinson is fine. I think Jacory will be fine. You guys had a question on
Leron?
Who?
Leron.
Leron's fine. Leron was fine. Yeah, you got the wind knocked out of him.
That's good.
Devon Johnson.
Out right now. Out.
I guess just to follow up on the Ray situation, does that mean, I guess, that you guys feel comfortable there was no potential violation or
Correct.
anything?
Correct. Again, the AD is going to have the final say, but he's allowed to return to team activities until we hear otherwise.
How much does football intelligence rank up there with 40 times size and strength?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, there's no question. We want to have a smart and disciplined team. There's no question. So I mean, you just put a dagger in my heart. I mean, we had 3 turnovers and 9 penalties, and really made some horrific plays in the kicking game that were really a function of football intelligence, to be quite honest. Not personal intelligence, not intellect, but just football intelligence. You're right.
How much do you look at that
when you're recruiting? Yeah, absolutely. We stress it all the time. And obviously, it's easier to recruit to your core values than it is to change.
Right.
But again, that's part of the culture, and eventually that's who we will become. I think we've all seen glimpses of it this year. I think that's fair to say. But when you get in these situations and it's a high-pressure game, sometimes it rears its ugly head, and it certainly did Saturday.
How do you know the difference? When you're recruiting, you were talking about regular intellect and stuff like that. How do you know when they're in high school?
Well, just by being around them. Are they a captain? Are they a leader? Are they a gym rat? Do they ask questions about the game, or all they asking about is what jersey they're going to wear when they get there? I mean, are they asking about, is it 3 deep, coach? Is it 2 deep? How much cover 1 do you play? Again, if it's a linebacker, he's asking about the game or talking about the game. And so it's really important that we have a smart, tough, and disciplined football team. And I think that, to be honest with you, I think that could have been the difference. Again, not taking anything away from Florida State, because they played really well. And I understand what this game's all about now. I knew before, but I mean, you can see it has a tendency to be a one-possession game, and they made less mistakes. Therefore, they deserve to win.
Al, last question with that is: did you expect, let's say, your quarterback or some leaders on the team to help some of the kids in a situation just like in baseball? Before each play, what do I do if this happens, or what did you expect them to help?
I think obviously when you have a TV timeout, or like the play before the half, when the water ran out of bounds, I mean, that shouldn't happen. I mean, you guys probably know better than me, but there's 30 seconds to go in the half. We just got a sack on first down, so unless you get a first down on first down, you're really not going to be in any kind of 2-minute drive. So it's over. We step out of bounds there, and then we hand it off, and we don't have, we're not doubling over the football, and we put the ball on the ground. I mean, again, at some point, what we're teaching has to take hold in every aspect. But to have one running back go out of bounds and the other one not protecting the football like it's 4-minute, we have to do a better job teaching, and obviously they have to do a better job taking ownership there. I think that's a great illustration now that you made me think of. I appreciate you making me relive the game.
Now, even though he's been clearing his back, how frustrating was it for you that Ray was part of the first thing that went on here first this year?
Yeah.
Was it that situation?
Yeah, absolutely. And from a selfish standpoint, I'll just tell you what I shared with him. How about what we endured as a staff, or what my family went through during that whole deal? We're humans. It's not just, hey, coach is hard and coach doesn't understand or doesn't have emotions. It's like, how could you do that? So there's a fine balance there between being an educator and then having zero tolerance. And at some point, it's going to be, hey, these decisions are irrevocable. And I don't think we're at that point yet. Obviously, Ray comes from a great family. They're disappointed, as we're disappointed. But we got to get, that's disappointing. To go into Florida State game week, we're suspending somebody that could have an impact on the game and on special teams. Just like, 3 weeks ago. Why are we dealing with that? We've already had a lot of distractions, and we're still dealing, which means it's still in there. I mean, I'm just being honest with you guys. It's still in there, and we're going to work to get it out of the system. We're going to fight like heck to get it out.
Coach, with the way you guys have substituted quarterbacks, I didn't even ask this, but how do you just weigh the benefit to Steven versus, just going with Jacory because he's played so well? How do you kind of weigh that in your mind?
Yeah, again, to me, it's the benefit of winning. We're just trying to win, and he's one of our best athletes, and he's 210 pounds, and he's strong. And in case you haven't noticed, he's got an unbelievable arm. If we asked Jacory to throw that bubble the other day, that wouldn't have been a 12-yard game. It wouldn't have been. Everybody knows that. He throws the bubble out there so quick that Trav catches it, and he's on the sideline before they can even see the ball. So those are positive deals. He would have been 3 for 3. I think Hernsey dropped the third one. And then the running game was more functional, just trying to slow down their backside because they chase so well. So, he's in the shotgun doing a lot of ride plays so that there is a threat of him running around the edge so we can slow down the backside and get a cutback. And to be honest with you, we got more yards than a lot of people had this year against it. I think more in the running game than anybody but Oklahoma, maybe.
Coach, you said last week that, you're not particularly interested in playing young players or guys who are inexperienced to get them more experience. Then this morning you said, playing Steven is good for your program. Where is that kind of balance there as you see it? There are obviously some guys.
Obviously, when you reach a level that you go into he can help us win category, it's not about playing someone to get him experience. Steven can help us win. I think the last 2 weeks, Steven has played well enough to help us win. I mean, so I guess that's what I'm saying. I'm not just going to go play somebody to play him. But if we think a player can help us win, then obviously he gets into the. And it all starts out here. If we can trust you in practice, if you perform in practice, if you execute in practice, then obviously the coaches are upstairs the rest of the day saying, "Hey, let's find a little something for him to do." I think we would all say that the throw he had 2 weeks ago to Travis was as about as good as throws you can find in football, any level. And so that was there to help us win. It's a shame we didn't execute. But does that make sense to you?
LaRon obviously moved up a little bit on the depth chart.
Yeah.
Just I guess what you saw from him was good.
No, I think it's good. I mean, I think he's been competing. He's playing a little bit more relaxed, and he's helping us on special teams. So I'm pleased. Again, we just grade the film. We have no preconceived notion. Doesn't matter who you are. We just grade the film, and if you execute and perform, you move up.
Al, you said.
Okay. I'm sorry, it's a little bit off topic. I apologize, but Lamar's kind of the exception this year in the league as far as the elite backs in the league. By and large, are kind of undersized guys. Is that just coincidence, or kind of a trend in that lower to the ground, lower center of gravity, kind of shifty kind of guys?
Well, I don't know if I would classify Bernard as that. I know he's 5'10", but he is built strongly. I think the distinction is this: look, if Lamar runs every week like he runs Saturday, then he's a big back. Does that make sense to you? And he hasn't done that consistently, and he's been working through the shoulder. You all know that, and for a variety of reasons. But we're still trying to train him to be a big back that has elusiveness and elite top end speed. And if we get that combination, which very few possess all three, if we can get that combination, he has a chance to be a really good player. But I think, you guys watched the game too. I mean, didn't you think he finished runs better? And so that's a big deal, because if your most talented players are also your toughest players, you have a chance to be a really good team.
Al, I think on the radio you said today about the hit on LaRon was a fair hit when you looked at it. And can you talk about that a little bit? I know the guy was thrown out of the game.
Look, again, I think it's really important that we're all on the same page as coaches. And he wasn't targeting. He didn't leave his feet. He didn't hit with the crown of his head. He had his feet in the ground. Again, I don't know. It was tough to see, but it looked like he made contact with his shoulder pad first. It just so happened that the inside linebacker was on LaRon's heels, so it really flipped him violently. So it was a vicious hit, but I would not classify it as a cheap shot, and I would not classify it as something illegal. And as I said this morning, again, I can't judge who should be ejected from the game, but I can say, in my opinion, that moving forward, I don't think he should miss a game.
He's not